I haven't seen one of these floating around anywhere, so what I'm going to do today is try to make an in-depth guide about the Saiki Kusuo mobile game, Moso Boso Psychic Battle. I'm going to tell you how to get the game if you don't have access to the Japanese Play Store, and I'm also going to try to explain, like I said, more in depth about how you play the game, what all the buttons do, this, that, so you'll be ready when you start playing it. Alright, so let's talk about how you get it. There are two ways to go about this. The first is you can try searching the game's APK directly online, and personally I have found that that's a little bit like looking for a needle in a haystack, and I still have not found that needle. So the next thing you can do is download Cool app. Now I don't think that this is actually on the Play Store, so the way you will find this is also searching the APK online, but it's really easy, it'll come up very quick. So once we have this, let's go in here. And what this app is for is just downloading foreign games like the one we're looking for. So yeah, it's fine. So once we're in this, the easiest way to find the Saiki game is to go to search. And it's a tower defense game. So click this, and it comes up relatively early. Click this and you'll be taken to a download button. Now you may have to give your phone or device special permissions so that Cool can do what it wants to. But just do that and you should be fine, you should be able to get the game. Also, whenever the game needs to hard update, like whenever it needs an update that you would normally need to go to the Play Store for, you will not be able to do that if you don't have access to the Japanese Play Store, so you'll want to come back into Quo to get that update. This is where we do all the hard updating. You come right back into Quo and you can get it from here. Okay, but enough of that. Now that we have the game, let's talk about how to play the game. Now, when you first start up the game, it'll bring you a prompt, like right here, and you'll have like a blue button and a pink button. Click the pink one and that'll let you start up the game. When you first start the game, it'll take a while to load everything. It will take like a good little while. But it'll only do that the first time that you play. Every other time, it'll be fine. It will not take that long. But anyways, now that we're on this screen, let's talk about... Wait, first disclaimer, okay? As you can see, I'm recording this using an emulator, and this emulator will not load a lot of text assets for this game. Like, the game will run, but a lot of text things don't show up. Like this button here, it would normally have writing on it. It doesn't. I can still show you everything that I need to, though, trust me. I've made another sort of video like this specifically for a friend. It'll work out fine, trust me, it's okay. If there's anything that I really need to show, like, where you would really need to see, like, the text on something, I can just use a screenshot, because I also have the game on my phone, and it works properly there. So I can just use screenshots from that, and we should be good. We should be able to get through this. Just trust me, okay? It'll be fine. But first, let me explain what the things in this menu are, okay? So this right here is like, okay, if any of your images in the game aren't displaying properly or something, you can read down the whole image cache using this. So yeah, it recommends that you only do that if you're having problems though. This is the data transfer button. You can go into here and request a password to send the data from this device to another device so you can play there. That's the only way that you can exchange game data. Like, move from one device to another. This here will let you restart your progress. Like, if you want to, like, delete what you have right now and just start all over from the beginning, that's what this button does. And it's very careful about it. Like, you have to click this box here, which is an OK, for the OK button to even show up, so be sure if you want to delete your data. This is a help button for, like, I guess help playing the games and stuff. It doesn't display because, like I said, this is kind of, yeah. Lots of things won't display here, but it's fine. And this is for contacting support. So now that we're done with that menu, let's move on. And maybe we'll talk about this main menu next. Okay. Okay, that notice there was just like the most recent game notice it was talking about, and this one here is a notice about friend points, which I'll talk to you about later. So this menu here, the main home menu, this here is another little notification about things. You click this and it will go away. The main notifications, like update notifications and stuff for the game, they appear in here. And you can click to read them or click this to mark them as read. Okay, we're done with that. Every single thing that you get in this game, like from battles or from bonuses or whatever, will go into this box. Oh, speaking of bonuses, like I've already done this for the day because I've already logged in a couple of times earlier, but you get login bonuses, you know, daily, depending on what's going on. Like there's one that you'll always get daily. There are some that you'll get depending on events. So yeah, login bonuses. This will also go in this present box. Everything that you get, everything that drops goes in the present box. So clicking into the present box, these are things you can get. This one will let you take everything, and this button shows you a history of what you've already taken. Yeah, we can just click that to go back. And this will take you out of there. Now, recently I've had a glitch on both this and the phone file that I use where, like, even if I take everything in the present box, it doesn't display that it's been taken. It has, it just doesn't display that it does. So, like, when I showed you that, there was really nothing in there because I've already taken that. But, like, this thing here, this is supposed to be, it'll show you the number of what you have in the box. It's supposed to go away and the stuff that you take will disappear. If that's working fine, yeah. Okay, so this up here, there are, like, writings and things up here. I might just show like a screenshot of the normal menu to show you that because it displays normally on my phone, like I said. But this here will be like your player level. Like as you keep playing levels, that'll increase. This is your username. This is how much stamina you have, and these are your diamonds. Diamonds are important because they are how we're going to get our units for this tower defense game. Like I mentioned earlier, this is a tower defense game, so the goal here is that you have a tower. And okay, Nando. Okay, so you have a tower, and the enemy has a tower. You're trying to defend your tower while destroying the enemy tower. And the units that we're going to use to do that are characters from Saiki Kusuo, and to get them, we need to play the gacha with diamonds. Okay, so that's that. And since this is a mobile game, it's got that whole mobile game thing to where you can only play for a little while before you have to cool down. That's what stamina is for. You start off the game up here with 50 stamina, and you can buy more from the shop and get to like 100 stamina. You use stamina each time you go into a level, and once you reach either 0 stamina or the point where you just don't have enough to enter levels anymore, you can't play for a while. If you're at 50 stamina and you go down to 0, it'll take about 4 hours before your stamina is fully built back up. If you have 100 stamina and go down to 0, it'll take about 8 hours before your stamina is fully brought back up. Okay. Clicking on this button here, there are settings here, there are help things here. This here we'll go into in a minute, stick you back. But here, let's talk about the profile really quick. These are stats that you've done in the game. I can show an image from the phone of what the profile looks like normally, I guess. These are stats about your characters. This up here is your title. Now, as you go through the game, you'll get various different titles for doing this or that. And they all display here, and you can choose whatever you want. This says right now ordinary high school student because nothing really displays here for me, so I see no reason to change that. Click on this one here. You can change what your username is. Okay. This lets you set an icon. You'll get various little artifacts throughout the game, and that's what you can set as an icon there. And this lets you put whatever little phrase you want in for your profile. See? Just like that. And these are basically favorite characters. These also show up on the home menu, And it doesn't really have any bearing on anything which one that you pick, or which ones that you pick. Like, well, only one of them really matters. Oh, and that button up there to the top, that was just a screenshot button. It'll let you screenshot the profile and put it to social media. Top right, I mean, the button that was up here. I know what I'm talking about. But anyways, yeah, these are just basically favorites. You click them, they'll say thanks to you. You can change by clicking this. And whenever you change something, it will compare their stats together and show you which one's better. It doesn't really need to do that here since you don't really use this menu for anything, but hey, that's fine, I guess. But, like I was saying, they don't really do anything other than that except for the first one. What the first one does is that whichever one you have selected as your first one, come on. It will walk around the board for you. That's the one that you, like, have as your little game avatar. Oops, we're not there yet. No. We're not talking about this yet. No. Game, no. Oh, shit, no, not that. No. Game, stop. Okay, we're not quite here yet, though. I'm still going to explain some other menus first. I think that was all that I had to explain on the main menu, though. Right? Let me just check and make sure. Okay, no, the important one. The one where we have to actually get our units. Let's talk about gacha. Oh, okay, thanks emulator. Okay, so gacha normally, you can spend 50 diamonds for one play or 450 for a 10 play. And sometimes they'll have special gachas, like special promotion gachas like the one it's talking about right now. So this is one of the step-up gachas that they do sometimes, and it'll make 10 play, it'll start off at 10 play cheaper, but you'll kind of keep building up to that 450, and each time that you do, you'll get better chances for rare characters. So that's what this is talking about here. The special Valentine gacha thing is going on. Sometimes there'll be various other gachas depending on what's going on, events, this, that, or whatnot. This gacha here is usually just always there. It's Premier Gacha. This is the daily gacha, you can only play this one once a day. And there are some gachas that you can only play by buying diamonds. And you'll know which ones those are because if you try to play them, it'll prompt you to actually go and buy diamonds. They'll also have a little symbol next to them, like next to like the play thing, there'll be like a little symbol next to it. You'll get to know the symbol as you go on. These things here, this will bring up a menu that tells you the chances of getting certain characters in the gacha and whatnot. That's what this is for. Oh, well that actually came up, but... Wait, does that fully come up on here? Wait, let's hold on a moment. Okay, yeah. This tells you the chances and which characters you can get and the percentage of getting them. So, that's what this tab's for. This here normally has the date that the gacha runs. So yeah, that's that. And let's see if I have enough diamonds to play this one since it's a bit cheaper. It'd be 250 since I already played it once. I don't know how many diamonds I have on here because it doesn't display. I don't even know if I have enough to play, but if I don't, then I'll show you about this using a different video I've taken of me playing gachas in this game. Because like I mentioned, I did make a specific video for a friend about this. So, yeah. Okay, let's see if we can do this. If we can, then it'll take us to it. If we can't, then it'll prompt us to buy diamonds. So it's asking if we want to spend our diamonds on this. Yeah or no? Yeah. Okay, so we can. Alright, let me explain that. Whenever Saiki takes out one of his hairpins there, it's a guarantee that you'll get a 4-star character, and that's the rarest type of character that you can get. So, yeah, like, if he doesn't, that doesn't mean that you won't get one, like, you still have a chance to get one, but when he does that, it's a guarantee that you will get one. So yeah, let's see what we got here. Okay, the rainbow one's the 4-star, the orange ones are uncommon, and the blue ones are more common characters. Like, yeah, the orange ones are probably going to be your 3-star characters, which are also pretty good. And then we have more common characters. Now this thing going across tells me that I've already gotten like 5 of this character. As you get doubles of characters, it'll bring up their level cap, and 5 is usually the max you can get. And if you have that many already, it'll just give you some coffee jelly for them. So yeah, moving on. Okay. Okay. Alright. Okay. And there's our 4-star. It's Valentine's Nendo, I think, yeah. Nice. Okay, see, like I was talking about, some of the doubles it'll give us coffee jelly for, and that is great. Now, on normal gachas, this button here, I'm pretty sure, is to play again. This, I think, is a button to share your results. Let me click that and make sure. Is it? Yeah, that's screenshots, and you can share results on social media. This button is an OK, and this, I think, also takes us back to the main menu. Does it? Yes, it does. Okay, this one takes us to our character formation, which is also important after you've gotten... Yeah, that's the menu that takes us to. The other one, okay, this one will take us to our team formation menu, which is also important once we have our characters, because then we need to form them into a team. Now, once you start up the game, you should have 450 diamonds. I've had a friend do this, I've done this a couple of times. It usually gives you enough diamonds for a 10 play once you start. So you can get some characters together and toss them into the fray. It's great. But before we talk about this page, I want to talk about the shop and the other things first. So yeah, let's go into the shop. Okay, so the first and second things in the shop are you can use money and buy more diamonds. That's what these are for. Buy diamonds, buy diamonds. And this is where we spend coffee jelly. You get coffee jelly by playing through the game, from daily bonuses. There's a special level that you can get, that you can farm coffee jelly from, which we'll talk about later. So yeah, this tab here. This is an important tab. You can get some characters here, and you can also increase your stamina here. Now, the increasing stamina one is usually under like the characters here, but I've already bought all the ones that I can get, so that's down here. It's this one. This one says up. It's 1,000 coffee jelly, and it'll up your stamina by 10 each time. Get 5 of those, and you'll have your max 100. This here ups the number of teams that you can make at a time. You start off only being able to like make, I think, 2 different teams, but as you buy more, you'll be able to create more different teams at once that you can switch between when you're battling and stuff. I'll show you in a bit. And then we have some, like, I guess power-up items, sort of? Like, okay, this item here is one that'll let you play for 30 minutes regardless of your stamina. Your stamina will not go down while this is in effect. This one here doubles your drops from levels and event things. It's actually really good for, like, getting double event points, and we'll talk about event points and things in a bit. Robin is a level up item. Your characters gain levels in this game as you play, and if you want to level them up faster, you can use ramens. I'll talk about ramens in a bit too. There's a thing in the game that can occur if you have certain characters together called Seishin Spark. It's kind of like a combo thing that they can do. And this thing here ups the chance of that happening. We'll talk about that more in a minute as well. Characters that are 2-star and more have, like, skills? Yeah, skills, abilities, whatever's that they can use in the battle. And these will activate after a while, but this will make them all active from the start. That's what this thing does. And there are also some other titles you can buy from here and stuff. But I don't bother with that because well, as you can see here, I can't really tell what they say or anything. This tab here, go to it. Go on, go on, go on. Game, what are you doing? Game, are you dying? Game! Oh my gosh, finally it went. Okay, so this here is the friend points tab. Friend points display here. And as you play the game, you'll also accumulate some friend points, which again, I will talk about later. There's a lot of things that I can't really talk about here right now. But yeah, you can buy some of the characters with friend points, you can get ramens, titles, whatever. Yeah, you can buy a few things with friend points, it's handy. And down here, you can spend your diamonds on things if you want. I personally think that it's better to just spend diamonds on the gachas and get more characters, but you know, whatever, you can do it if you want. This here takes us to the event tab. Now sometimes there'll be certain event storylines and things running in the game. They'll have an event story, event gacha, whatever, and in the event story, you can gain event points. And with that, you can buy characters from here. And like I said, doubles will up their level cap, so if you buy all of them, then they're going to be stronger. But another good thing is that you can buy diamonds from event storylines. Like, you get enough event points, you can buy some diamonds, and that's actually very good. You can get some decent number of diamonds from this, so try to get as many event points as you can. It's very, very good. You can get some coffee jelly, you can get some ramens, some of those power-up things. Very, very good things here. And these are just extra little tiny side parts of the story that you can get. They don't really matter, like, to the whole thing much, and I don't bother with them since I can't speak Japanese, so yeah, that's whatever. The one here right now is left over from the recent Ciderman event, so I guess that'll stay a little while until the next event or something. And your event points will display right here. So yeah, that's what that tab is for. Now we've talked about everything here, let's go to the friend list. Let's talk about the friend list next. Okay, so as you play the game, when you go into levels, you'll get the option to choose a helper character from somebody online. And after you've completed the level, you'll have the option to send that person a friend request. If they accept, they'll be added to your friends list, which is here. And then they'll show up whenever you have the option to pick a helper character from online. They'll show up and they'll have a little pink mark next to them. And the ones displaying right here are the helper characters that you can get from them, and I'll explain a little more about those in a minute. Down here it'll tell you like some things about the helper character, like what their skill is and what it does. You can click this to see profiles, and you can click this to nick somebody from friend list. And this, I think, this is a button to help you sort things. Like, you can sort them by character rarity and this and that. These here are friend invites that you have sent out. You can only have a certain number of these at a time, and also you can only have 30 friends on the friend list at a time. It used to be 20, but it was recently upped with an update a little while ago. I think you can have like 20 of these out at a time. I don't know if you can have 30 of these at a time. You can only have 20 of these at a time. So these are friend requests that you've sent to people. You can nix those by pressing this. Now, nothing is showing up here right now because there's like none here right now, but I can show an image of what it looks like when there's something here. This is if people are sending you a friend request and you can accept from the screen, and again, the sorting button is there. Sorting button is there. Yeah, sorting button. This is where you send your friend code out to people. you can specifically like search for friends this way. And your friend code shows up here, and I think there are other screens where it shows up too. But yeah, this is how you send friend requests, search people and stuff. And this is like a suggestion page. Like, you can send friend requests to these people here. Like, it's like, these are just some suggestions to try to send friend requests to. And again, you can sort them, and this will give you new ones. This will give you some random new ones. Yeah, this scrambles up list gives you some new ones. That's what that does. Let's go into this page now. Okay, so there are a couple of different character lists in the game, and this here is one of them. This will show you which versions of characters you have and don't have, so that's kind of handy if you want to know that sort of a thing. This is for looking back on the storyline of either the main story or stories that are events. You can click on these and see little storyline bits. This is for that thing I mentioned earlier called Station Spark. You'll get images by doing this. And if you click on them, they have little descriptions and stuff. But like I said, text doesn't really show up with the simulator version, so we can't really see that here. There's a lot of different ones to collect, and I think you can even get mission achievements by collecting them. I'm not certain on that though. These are the artifacts you get through the game. You can click this. They'll give you descriptions of them here. And then we have our boys' room. This is where all of our artifacts actually go. We can click on them here and still get a description. Same thing. You can't really do anything here other than come look at them, click on those, and drag Kusuo around a bit. There is nothing else to do here. I'm a little disappointed because all of the characters in the game have a little sliding animation like that where they walk around. So we could totally just put a lot of them in here and have a little house party. When is the house party update? House party update! Yeah, okay, we're done here. There's nothing to do here. Okay, so we explained that. Let's talk about our task. As you play the game, you will complete various tasks, and those will show up here. And you can click this take button or this take button and get your rewards from that sent to the present box. These are like the main tasks in the game. And this will show you the history of things that you've gotten. And these are your daily tasks. Now, there are usually 5 here, but I've done 3 of them already, so that's why those are gone. I'm not really sure what it is that you specifically have to do to complete them, but if you just keep playing the game and get off at least 1 Station Spark, because I know that's at least one of the requirements for one, you should be good. You should probably be able to get them all. So these will reset daily. And the time that the game resets is 4 AM in Japan. So whatever time for you is 4 AM in Japan is when the day will reset in the game. Okay, so we talked about that. Now let's actually get into team formation.
Yare yare.
Okay, so first off, let's talk about this here, character likability. As you use characters over and over, their likability will go up. And likability is important because as you hit certain likability levels, well, I guess each one gives you a reward, basically. If you click that, it'll show you what rewards you can get at each level. You can also use coffee jelly to increase this if you want to. This button up here explains how to do it. What does this button do? Oh, this is the screenshot button again. Yeah. Okay, this button up here explains about likability and what it's for and stuff. And it doesn't matter like which version of the character you use, as long as it's like the character itself, then the likability will go up for them. So yeah, high character likability is good. This page here is specifically for giving characters ramen. You can click this to instantly max out a character using the ramens that you have, it'll just use up all this one, and then that one, however many it takes to get your character to the max. This will undo what you did. That's a back button. This is okay. This here will show you the stats before and after you've applied the ramens. The little ramen gives 100 EXP. The middle ramen gives 1000 EXP, and the big ramen gives 10,000 EXP. It is very good. So that's about all we need to explain with ramen. So, like that. And let's go to the character list. Here I can explain to you about stats. And like, these aren't blank, it actually shows some text here. It'll show you like their side points to get out and such. And we will talk about side points in a moment. So let's go to this guy because I know that I've got a screenshot of him that I can substitute in here. Well, from the phone version anyways. Okay, first let's talk about some other things. If you click on this, it'll show you their little character sprite, and if you click this, it'll show you their attacks and whatnot. Like what's like when it attacks, when it gets knocked back, yada yada. And these are their voice clips. And this is a little description of the character. So let's go back, and it shows you the max stats. It was the same button on the other page. So like I said, as you increase the character's level cap, they will be stronger, and this will show you like their max level cap stats, basically. If you click this, it'll instantly take you to the ramen page, which I feel kind of makes the specific ramen page just a little bit redundant, but you know, that's whatever, that's fine. So the stats here. Okay, so the first one is your stamina, and of course, if you have higher stamina, of course you can stay in the fight longer. The next one here is your attack, and the one after that is base attack. And I think the difference between those is one is probably how much you're doing to enemies, and the other is how much you can do to the enemy base, I think. Next we have attack speed. You know how fast you get up your attacks, your movement speed. This one's your range, and that one there is how many enemies you can hit at one time. If you scroll down lower, it'll tell you your character's skill name and how long it takes before they're able to use it, basically. So that's all we need to talk about on the stat page. Let's go into team formation. So like I said, you can buy more team formation slots. I think I have about 4 here. Do I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I have 5. I think the max you can buy is 7. So yeah, you can make teams, and you can make like a bunch of teams and switch them around as you play it, whatever you want to do. And to add members, you click on the Nendo, and you know, you just click whatever you want, and it'll show you like okay, let me just add this guy first. Like if you're swapping characters, it'll show you their stats in relation to other characters, kind of like it does when you swap them on the home menu. So yeah, the game will start you off with 4 characters already that are 1-star characters. It'll start you with Saiki, Nendo, Kaido, and Terahashi. And those are all 1-star, but 1-star stats are, well, oh, ask me if I want to save that. No, that's fine. Anyways, 1-star character stats are pretty terrible. You want to be using like 2-star, 3-star, 4-star, probably as soon as you can. But 1-star characters will still get you pretty far at the beginning of the game, so it's fine. Another thing we need to talk about is, okay. This is my first team formation right here, okay? The first character you have set in this is the one that people will see online from you. This is the one that you will send people as your helper character. So it's probably a good idea to try to set one of your stronger characters as your first one here, because people generally want to borrow strong characters, I would assume. So yeah, you could probably get friends in the game easier by having a strong helper character here for people to borrow. So, yeah, another thing about team formation is you see these little icons up here? Certain characters can only attack enemies on land, certain characters can only attack enemies in the air, and certain characters can attack both. That's what those mean. So once you're happy with your team, and you picked your characters or whatever, you can get out of team formation, and we can actually talk about battling. Okay, so you have your main story where the game's storyline is going on, you go through levels, stronger, blah blah blah. And then you have your event story page, and I'm going to talk a little about that here. This one here is a permanent stage, and it's stronger versions of the basic level, a stronger level, you know what, I can talk today. They're stronger versions of the main story levels. It's not completed, this is updating periodically. So, yeah, that's what that is. You get diamonds for completing these, so that's very good. There are certain stages here that are only here, like, certain days of the week. This is Hyro's training stage. If you want to level up your characters, you can bring them in here and you can get a lot of EXP as you complete the levels over and over again. It only costs 5 stamina to get these. Stamina works a little oddly in my opinion. Like, there are some levels where it'll start you off and you need, like, it'll be a specific stamina to enter, but then after you beat it, the stamina is just whatever your team comp is. I'll explain that in a minute. I should have explained that a moment ago, but I'll explain that in a minute. But the point here is, these take 5 stamina to get into, so you can play them a lot and level up a lot. This is the coffee jelly grinding stage. You can go in here, and as you beat things over and over again, you get more coffee jellies, which is used for the shop, so that's important. These are challenge levels here. They are also being added to periodically. We just recently got the Teruhashi one. These are much stronger versions of the main story levels. These are more of a challenge than the EXP stages actually, and they will also give you diamonds, so also very good to play. And also what you'll find in this menu is when there's an event story going on. Okay, so it's been a couple of days since I actually finished recording my Sai Battle video, but before I could finish editing it, Sai Battle updated, and now there are some more things I can talk about. I tried to talk a bit about events in what I had recorded previously, but there wasn't an event going on at the time, and now there are events going on, so we're going to actually talk about those here, now. I'm gonna like try to cut this into my video, so, yeah, so I can get a better explanation of events done, maybe. So, this stage here is a new stage, and I think it's going to be another reoccurring stage, like the ramen stage and the training stage. But, you go in here, it's very short. There are only 3 levels, but they are brutal levels. Like, be super prepared if you're coming in here. Like super prepared. Oh man. You can get a few diamonds from it. You get like 10 from these 2, I think, and 30 from the last one, so you can pick up some diamonds here. This button here takes you to team comp. These are your event points down here. And this will take you to the event point shop. Now, I can't say I understand the point of this stage, honestly, because I think that for collecting coffee jelly and ramen, the actual coffee jelly and ramen stages are a lot better for that. But, like, aside from these, which I'm gonna assume are titles, you can only get, like, coffee jelly and ramen here. So, yeah. I mean, the levels are challenging, so that's great, but this is a little strange in my opinion. But, yeah, that's just my opinion on it, okay? So, moving on to this. Like, a more actual event stage to do are these event stages that have storylines. So, we have the Summer Festival event here. Okay, so once you get in here, you have some storyline to do. That's what those little event areas are for, along with your battles. And the main drops you're going to be getting from the battles is your event points. Those will be displayed right down here. Now there are a couple of levels where you can get a few diamonds, but mostly you're going to be getting the event points. And that's great, because you want a lot of event points to get all the good stuff from the shop. Now, once you're done with the main levels here, you can come back here, and these are the challenge levels. These are a lot harder, so you really want to be prepared when you're going into them. But they will reward you very greatly. Like, you'll get the highest amount of event points from these stages. They only reward you once though, so it's not worth it to try playing them over and over again. If you want to just hoard event points, then just play these levels over again. That's the best thing you can do there. Also, another thing for hoarding event points is it'd be a good idea to use the double drops item when you're trying to hoard event points, because that'll get you a lot more points too. Very good strategy there. Now let's talk about the buttons. This takes you to team comp. This here is another way to get more points, because when you do event levels, there are certain characters that will boost how many you get after the battle if you use them in the battle. So this will show you which characters you can use and by how much they're going to boost that percentage. And usually these will correlate to the event in some way, like they'll either be part of the gacha or you'll be able to get them through the event itself. Like this Chono here, like I'm pretty sure he's also in the gacha correlating, but you can get him from the shop, so yeah. Yeah. Button, that button. Wait. What is this button? Okay, this button here is going to take us to the scenario memory page, so you can look over the event story if you want to. And this, of course, takes us to the shop. And you can look through all the things you can get from the event. Good things and whatnot. Yeah. Don't really think there's anything more I need to talk to you about events with, so let's back out of this. And let's go back into what we were doing. Wait, never mind, there's another thing that I need to explain. Okay, so oh my god, all of the get stages are active right now. Okay, I need to explain the get stages, I guess. So this one is the one where you can get those power-up items by winning, but you can only get, like, in my experience, a couple at a time, if any. Like, it does not always drop one of these items for you, or any of these items. It's a lot more of a pain to play this stage, because you don't really always get rewarded for it. The ramen stage, though, you usually get about 25 small ramen each time you play. Sometimes you'll get 5 medium ramen along with that, and I think when you get the big ramen, you also get 5 of those. You get those kind of rarer, but was it 5 or 10 of those you get? It's probably 5-ish. So, yeah, it's your ramen hoarding level. This here is the normal coffee jelly stage, and this here is like the super coffee jelly stage, and basically you just get like 50 more coffee jelly if you play like, well, I think with all of them you get 50 more, but before we cut I mentioned that in this stage you get like 300 on the level 61. In this one you get 350 on the level 61. I think the bigger amount you get here might be 1,000. I'm not sure about that, because I know that like you can get 300 like plus 500 sometimes on this one, or more I guess. But yeah, I think it's probably more than that here. I don't know if I'm remembering right. It's been a while since I played like this version of a coffee jello stage. But yeah, it's really not much different. You just get a bit more. But that does make it the superior one to play, so yeah. Now I should be done explaining things here. So let's get back. So in main story, I'm not going to show a battle example in main story. We're going to go over there because it's easy to show a battle example in the training stage. But I will mention this. Like in both, if you click this will take you directly to team comp, and these right here, whatever says event, those have little storyline things in them. And whenever you go into something that has storyline in it, there will be a little box, a little blue box, like right up here. Maybe I can show an image of this, but that box is a skip button. So if you want to skip what the characters are saying and get right to your battles, you click that box that I'm talking about. But enough of that, let's actually get into a battle. Like, this is kind of easier to show off on a training stage. Because the team I have for this, yeah, it's a bit weak right now, so, I'm not even sure what levels they are, honestly. So let's go to one of the easier training levels. These are for higher levels. Anyways, these should be okay here for the team that I want to use for this. Alright, like I mentioned before, whenever you start a battle, it'll let you pick a helper character if you want. And this is how you get friend points, because if they're on your friend list, like, daily you can get 50 friend points from them. And if there are people you're borrowing from that aren't on your friend list, you can get about 10 from them. So yeah, it pays to have people on your friend list, you can get the friend points. You can sort them using this by character rarity or whatever. I don't think you can shuffle them like that though, so if you want to shuffle who you have, just back out of this. And then come back in, and it'll bring you... Well, you'll still have your friend list people here, but you'll get different online ones to choose from. Just random people, I mean. So, yeah, and I mentioned before that this button just takes you to the profile, right? You can see what they have set, their character stats, their favorites, yada yada. You can see all that stuff here. But, okay. I think that this team that I'm going to use probably needs the help of a flying character. Oh no, it doesn't. There are only land enemies here. It'll tell you what type of enemy to expect in the level right here. So, only enemies that walk on land, so I don't need to worry about that. You know what? I don't think this guy costs much to get out. We'll just borrow him for the sake of this. And I'm going to use this thing here because it increases our chances of getting a station spark thing. I'm going to show you what that does. I'll explain these buttons here. This one speeds up the game. I wouldn't recommend using this until you're used to the controls and everything. This one will auto use abilities for you, and this one will level up your side points and send out characters for you. If you click all three at once, the game will go faster and just kind of run and do things by itself for you if that's what you want to do. It's actually really handy for grinding items. This shows you how much stamina you need to enter a level, and okay, the characters themselves have a certain stamina cost to them. Like, I think 2 and 3 star are each just 2 stamina, and then 4 star are 3 stamina. So altogether, this would be about 12 stamina. And for these levels here, the training stage, it only costs 5 stamina again, so that doesn't really matter. But there are other stages where it does matter because you will be able to enter them based on how much stamina your team is together. Like, okay, for example, the coffee jelly stages. Once you initially get through there, I think, because I think it's a set amount the first time. I'm not sure. I know that some stages are like that. It's a little confusing. I'm sorry. You'll understand it as you play the game, though. But after that, when you go back to the coffee jelly stages to grind, to get into those, it'll depend on how much stamina your team is together. Like if it's 12, it'll cost you 12 stamina to get in. If you're only using one character and it's 2, then it only costs 2 stamina to get in, and you can play a lot more times. You see, it's like that. And I'm just going to go over what these do again real quick in case anyone's forgotten. So this one is going to bring up our chances to get the station spark combo thing. This will put your character's abilities at max right from the start. This will double event point drops and other item drops. Like, it's probably better to use if you want item drops in like main story and stuff, because this will not double drops from certain event things and whatnot. Like, this is not going to double your coffee jelly drops. This is not going to double anything you get from these periodic stages. And this lets you play again for 30 minutes, like I said. Okay, so let's get into this. Yeah, I won't click skip right now. Let's get into this and I'll talk to you about side points and whatnot. So, of course, there are numbers and stuff all on the screen that don't display right now. This is a counter that's going up, and you increase it whenever it hits a point by clicking that. You'll allow it to go up higher. These are all the side points you need to get your characters out, and you want that to be, you know, about as high as you need to get characters out for. Let's put you there. And when abilities are able to be used, they do okay like that. You swipe up, and they activate, and sometimes you get a station spark happening, like this. Now, abilities and sparks, they will give you, like, they'll give you benefits, so you want them, they're very good. And also, as you keep leveling up, this counter will go faster, so you'll be able to get characters out sooner. I don't know if I'm explaining that super well, but you'll understand it more as you play the game. Okay. So your school base only has 2,000 something HP though. The enemy will always have a lot more HP than that. The school is super weak, so you really want to focus on protecting the school. Send out your guys, use their abilities, get their sparks, get their benefits, win. That's basically the gist of this game. This level up thing here, I think it maxes out at like 6 or 7. But if you get it up like at least 3-ish times, you should be good, I guess. I mean, that's generally what I try for. So yeah, if you want, you can just keep focusing on that as you're sending out characters. Like I mentioned before, if you don't want to swipe all those, you can just click this and it'll do them for you. So yeah, they made it, they killed the base, and depending on how long it takes, you'll get a gold, silver, or a bronze ranking. You generally want to try to beat levels fast so you can get that gold ranking. If you beat them in under a minute 19, you get the gold. If you beat them in under 2:19, you get the silver, and anything after that is the bronze. So yeah, we got rewards, our character's leveled up. So yeah, it's pretty good. This will be a screenshot of the results you can send to people. This is an OK button that'll take us right back to the overworld screen. And this lets you replay a level. You can't change your team if you're replaying a level, but this is also pretty good for grinding if you want to, like, just keep grinding one team without changing things. This here lets you change your helper character. That's pretty much all you can do is change your helper character here. This button here, you know, lets you sort them again and stuff, so yeah. Let's see what you do with that. This is okay to start the battle, but we don't really need to start another battle right now. And you can pretty much tell what everything else does. You can set these again, you can set this again. This is your stamina to get in, this is your current friend points, the coffee jellies, stamina, blah 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 blah. Alright then, we can just get out of here now. Let's take us back to the menu. And was there anything else we need to talk about? I guess the one other thing that I can say is that sometimes there will randomly be gachas that will show up for like a limited time. Like there'll be a very limited time frame for them, like maybe suddenly there'll be one there like 4 hours and it's gone. That happens a lot after updates and such, and a thing about the gachas that I should say is that they only have, like, specific ones Like, okay, let me try explaining this. This is a little late to explain this. I should have explained this while we were on the gacha page and talking about characters. But, like, okay. So, like, the Valentine's gacha here, they only have upped chances to get the specific characters from the gacha. You are not guaranteed that. A lot of the times when you're playing the gachas, you will just get a lot of the common characters, the 2 and 3 star characters. It's actually pretty hard to get like the specific 4-star characters that are upped with the gachas. So that's something to keep in mind. You might have to play a few times to get 4-star characters, and even if you do get a 4-star, it may not be the one that you want because all of the characters are in the gachas. Like the specific ones just have like the specific chances upped for these characters, but that doesn't mean that you will necessarily get them. So yeah, I think the step gachas though might actually have a higher chance for these specific characters, but I am not certain on that. But yeah, that's the thing about the gachas to keep in mind, is that you will get a lot of the same characters over and over again. You will get a lot of commons, you will get a lot of 3 stars, but sometimes you will also get the 4 stars, and that's pretty great, so keep trying on that, I guess. I think I've covered basically everything that I need to about this game. You should have a pretty good understanding of how to play it and what all the buttons do now. Or at least I would hope so. I hope I've explained things well enough. Another thing that I'm going to link to you in the description of this video is I'm going to link Silent Akari's Tumblr because they have been translating the storyline for PSI Battle. So, wait, technical difficulty. But if you're interested in what exactly the storyline thing is for this game and what's going on, just head over there, show them some love, read their post. It's actually really nice of them that they're translating all of this. They've done all of the main story and currently they're doing the side stories at the time of this recording and stuff. So, yeah. I've explained about how to get this game, I've explained about how you play this game, and I've explained about how to see the translations for this game. So, I think that's about all I need to talk about here. I'm sitting here trying to think, did I miss anything? Because I really don't want to have missed anything. Did I miss anything? Did I miss anything? Well, whatever I have missed is probably very small, so... Okay. No, one tiny thing. Whenever they're having a maintenance, like, if you try to get into the game, it'll show you a notice that says they're having a maintenance, and that notice will have a little tiny picture of one of the chibi Saikis on it. I think it's the coffee jelly, and it's got coffee jelly just kind of floating there. That's how you know it's doing a maintenance at the time. I think that that's probably important to say if you can't read Japanese, or aren't using some kind of translator thing on some of this stuff. So yeah, with that, I think I've probably mentioned... Okay. So with that, I think I probably mentioned all the important things I need to about this game. Thank you for sticking around this long until the end of the video, and I hope you enjoy playing PSI Battle. So, bye!